Hey, thanks for clicking on this video today. While I have your attention, I have a question for you. It's a pretty personal question. Are you head are you headed to a friendless third decade? So by that, like, are you almost 30 years old, and do you feel like you lack friends? Do you feel like you should have more friends than you have right now? Do you have any at all? This is a complicated question because many people have friends. Some people have close friends. Some people have acquaintances. Some people have a mixture of both. I personally have a few close-knit friends, and like I say in the title, I've lost 99% of my friends that I've had growing up. And right now I'm 33 years old. Just FYI. So today I'm going to be talking about whether or not having a few friends is a good or bad thing, and if that's not something that you want, how you can fix the situation. And before we go into that, I want to make sure, especially if you're new here, that you know what we do here on this channel. So, forgive me if I'm a little bit sick. My voice is kind of hoarse, might be coughing a little bit. But pretty much on this channel, we're on the road to articulacy. We want to be able to, I want to be able to articulate my thoughts and my emotions and everything very clearly to whoever I want to, especially to myself. Whenever you're inarticulate, it's even difficult to express how you're feeling to yourself. And how do you understand yourself if you can't express how you feel, right? So I've thought of this very powerful concept of basically, it's pretty much an adult's version of word of the day, but it's going to be more like a word of the week. So I'm going to choose a powerful concept each week. So this week's concept is nuance, and I'm going to incorporate it into my life. So the way I benefit you there is that I become a high quality input into your life, because pretty much even with vocabulary, you are what you eat. So if you have high quality inputs, then you're naturally going to also have higher quality output in your life. And my only goal in this life is to have a positive influence and provide value as much as possible. Because that's I think the role model that I want to be for my kids. It really doesn't matter what you do as long as you're providing value to the world and to other people. So that's what we do here. Just a reminder, this week's word was nuance. That in the Latin form, it was nubis, which means in the clouds, or French to shade. So it's the small little details, the gray area of things in life, just things in general. So I've also begun using a little bit of bullet point help. You can let me know in the comments if you think bullet points are cheating or not, because I want to be super articulate. So I'm not sure if that means just speaking off the cuff for minutes on end. I just find it still very difficult to weave my way back into what I want to say in the video. So for example, this video, I want to explain why losing your friends might not be so bad. So let's get on with it. If you're almost 30 or in your 30s and you've lost even if you've lost all your friends, I want to let you know that this is not the end of the world. So just some backstory so that you can see where I'm coming from. I have really bad ADHD, and with that comes pretty much one of the symptoms is having trouble not only connecting with people where people can relate, but also just keeping up with relations, because I just have so much. I'm never bored. I'm just always doing something, and I tend to forget to text message people back and things like that. And so basically, by the time I moved to Seattle, whenever I was 31, I had lost 99% of my friends. I have a few close friends that are close to my heart, but I wouldn't say that we've been as close as we can be, for sure. Just because, like I said, text messaging is difficult. I even have trouble making time for calls, which, might just be because I'm selfish, but I mean, there's no but there. It's just that's the point, I guess, is whenever you're thinking about yourself, you're not going to be able to upkeep the friendships that you want to. But then again, not all friendships are good. So, for example, a lot of the friends that I made in my 20s, even in my teens, were, I guess, bad influences. Maybe not bad influences, but they just didn't want to go where I wanted to go in life. I mean, some of them are are ambitious, and those are the ones I've kept around. Also, I mean, it's not just ambition. Ambition isn't the only quality here that we're looking for. It's someone who you feel safe being your authentic self around, and someone who is always rooting for you. Those are very difficult attributes to find in friends. And I think this is because just human nature is we're kind of competitive with people around us, and we feel uncomfortable whenever people around us who are close to us start to achieve things that we may not have achieved ourselves. And that's something I've had to reverse engineer in myself as well. And maybe it's because I'm on the spectrum, but I really don't feel that whenever I think about my friends. I want my friends to do better than me, if anything. And I've grown to see that I even enjoy being around people who are of a higher caliber or have achieved more than me in life. It's just that it feels like they don't really want to be my friend as much, I guess. But that's something I'm working on, and I'll talk about that a little bit more later, because it is very important how to make friends with these people who are of a, I guess, higher caliber, however you want to put it. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of people have this crabs in a bucket mentality. For example, in the past, I've brought up business ideas to friends, and not only were they not supportive, but you can just tell, they would say things like entrepreneurship is bad, for example. And my thought is what? How is entrepreneurship bad? I think this friend and I were sitting in a McDonald's, and they were calling me greedy for wanting to start a business and to make my own money. And I was just trying to rationalize with them, who do you think plants all these flowers around this beautiful McDonald's, right? It was just the setting at the time. And they didn't really have an answer. It was just that they had this vendetta against businesses. And people have really demonized money, and I don't agree with that at all. And I think that people are using that as a guise almost of just trying to bring you down to their level. Because if they can convince you to hate money, I guess, then you're gonna be in the same social class as them. Which is just, I mean, a brutal truth of this world, that money affects many things, and that's where I'm gonna leave it for now. So, how do you make friends, right? It's actually pretty easy to make friends, if you think about it, especially whenever you think about it from the perspective of the nuances, the day-to-day nuances. So if you introspect your interactions with other people, with people who you meet day to day, you might notice, for example, your body is shifted away from them, like you're about to leave or something. You might be looking at your watch, indicating to them that you have somewhere to be. You might be distracted when you're speaking to them and not truly listening. These are all things that add up that make people not like you. Not only not like you, but it just comes off as you don't want to be friends with this person. You don't want to spend time with this person. And whenever I moved to Seattle, I made a determination to make friends and to make as many as I can, because I want to build some form of community here. I don't know anyone here. And this can work for you anywhere, especially even if you have no friends. So just take all those little details and flip it the complete opposite direction to the max. So whenever I first came here, I would do things like face people. I would focus on them intently and listen. And also, I would just shower people with kindness. And I very quickly saw that the switch had been flipped, and I was becoming, really good friends with a lot of people. And it was honestly overwhelming for me because I'm naturally introverted, and the amount of social attention I was getting was off-putting because I really value my time alone. Sometimes I wish, I would be invited to every party. That people would, I guess, pay more attention to me. I mean, this is natural. But when it comes at the cost of the time to myself that I really cherish, and it's very difficult to get that time whenever you have kids, I had to even pull it back. So now I do still have that intent with a few people, for example, in my community now, that I really mesh well with. But the attention I was getting before really told me that this approach works on pretty much anybody. How do you hate someone that is earnestly just throwing their heart at you, right? If someone is just kind to you, listens to what you say, and not only comes off as trustworthy, but they do what they say, then I don't see any reason that a person would not want to be friends with you. So, yeah, okay, so I've been talking for about 10 minutes now. My voice is starting to hurt, and I'm losing my train of thought. So, a very difficult thing with getting articulate is, especially late at night, I've been getting pretty bad sleep, to be honest. I've been doing these videos once a day, trying to be super consistent. I'm actually scared of losing the consistency because of, this is a concept I brought up before, but building trust with yourself, building credibility with yourself is incredibly important whenever you want to build something of value. Because there's nothing as powerful as momentum, but to keep the momentum going, you have to trust yourself enough to get you to the finish line. You have to have that crystal clear vision of the end, trust in yourself in the present moment, and a track record of credibility in the past, so that in the present moment you can trust yourself to reach that crystal clear vision of the future. And that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm getting a little bit off topic here. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm tired as balls. All right. Yeah. So if you have any questions about making friends, just let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time.